Question 1, we want to select all the true statements. So first one, square root of -1 is an imaginary number. That is true. That's where the number or where the letter I comes from. There are no real numbers that satisfy the equation x equals the square root of -1. That is also a true statement. You would need to use I in order to solve an equation that has a negative under the square root. And I is an imaginary number. Because the square root of -1, or I, is imaginary, no one does math with it. That is a false statement. We do math with it. The equation x squared equals -1 has real solutions. There's two ways you can think about this. Number one, if I square something, what kind of a solution will I always get? Is positive. So in order to square something and get a negative number, it cannot have real solutions. The other way that you can think about this is if you take the square root on both sides here, you would get x is equal to square root of -1. And this one says there are no real numbers that satisfy the equation. This is the same thing, just stated in two separate ways, two different ways. I squared equals -1 because the square root of -1 squared is equal to -1. That also is a true statement.